Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. The graduate procession will begin at 8:30 a.m. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all the graduates and their families. Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. The graduate procession will begin at 8:30 a.m. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all the graduates and their families. Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. The graduate procession will begin at 8:30 a.m. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all the graduates and their families.
everybody.
Good morning.
And welcome to the 2019 University of Michigan Spring Commencement Ceremony.
Which doesn't officially begin for another 2 hours.
We're not really quite sure why you got here so early.
Maybe you were worried about parking.
Maybe you thought it actually started at 8.
Maybe you wanted a good seat without paying a seat premium.
In any case, we really appreciate your punctuality.
We've got a great show to keep you entertained before the commencement ceremony officially begins.
But first, we'd like to tell you a little bit about ourselves.
I'm Nia Pearson, and I'm a rising senior pursuing a degree in acting and psychology.
And I am Aaron Robinson. I'm also a rising senior pursuing a degree in musical theater. We are both proud almost graduates of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Now, we're sure that many of you share some of the same classic memories that seem to define the Michigan experience.
Like painting the rock off Hill and Washtenaw.
Pulling all-nighters at the Ugly.
Or going to Trash Can Tuesdays at Skeets.
Yeah, we didn't do any of that.
As SMTD students, we were basically trapped on North Campus with the art students and the engineers. So our Michigan experience has more to do with things like hanging around the Duderstadt career fair and pretending to be interested in programming internships so we could get free stuff.
Or trying to catch the wild turkey that lives in the woods by Bursley.
North Campus is the only place in Ann Arbor where you're more in danger of a deer hitting you while you're trying to cross the street and not the other way around.
In any case, we've been honored with the opportunity to take you through the 2 hours leading up to the 2019 commencement ceremony. First up is the University of Michigan Trombone Ensemble, led by Professor of Trombone David Jackson, himself a proud graduate of the University of Michigan. They'll be performing Entrada by Flor Peters, and the suite of Michigan songs arranged by the Trombone Ensemble founder, Glenn Robinson, and the Yellow and the Blue. 4 members of this ensemble are graduating this year, so please give them a warm Wolverine welcome.
Oh, what a lovely and majestic sound. Thank you to the University of Michigan Trombone Ensemble.
Now, please turn your attention to the video boards for a message from the University of Michigan Alumni Association.
The most important lesson I learned was to enjoy the whole experience. It's bigger than just a sport. It's bigger than just the classroom. It's a universal experience, and I've carried that with me far beyond my collegiate years.
People doing great work, people who are sincerely kind of altruistic and wanted to make the world a better place, and that's what I was driven to.
I got the tools to find the answers, and then when there weren't answers to my questions, I learned how to make discoveries.
Open-mindedness and taking chances.
You truly can do anything you set your mind to, as much as that sounds like a cliche. You know, you go out there and you just say yes and you push the door open and see what happens.
You were here for 4 years, you came with an empty toolbox, and you got a lot of different tools to put into it. Close the little latch, put your hand around it, and go out and build something.
I would say be bold, dream big, and go for whatever is in your heart. Especially in today's world, it's more important than ever that we say what's on.
Preparation. Coach Schembeckler taught us as a football team to be as well prepared as we could possibly be. When we took the field, we knew we had a great chance to win because we were better prepared than the other guy.
Well, for this year's seniors, I would say be courageous. Know that you truly can be the architect of the life that lies before you.
We're all part of a community. I was part of the residential college and LSNA and the University of Michigan, but then Ann Arbor, the United States of America, the whole world. And that when we work as a community, we can get so much more done.
My advice is don't ever look at a door and think it's closed, because you can always push it open. And what's on the other side is usually pretty spectacular.
The more you explore, the more you will find out.
Just go for whatever you want in life and go at it full thrust.
It's really in your hands right now. You can shape your future. You've got all the tools. Shape your future the way you want it to be shaped.
Get out of your box, and it may be uncomfortable and it may be scary, but sometimes when we are out of that box, in the uncomfortable zone where our heart rate goes up, that's when we're most likely to make a difference and to create change.
Do what you want to do, not what you think you're compelled to do or supposed to do based on somebody else's expectations.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue and go cook.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue. To quote one of the greatest University of Michigan football broadcasters of all time, Robert Frost Uford, God bless your cotton-picking maize and blue hearts, and go blue!
Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all of the graduates and their families.
Over the last few years, I've come to learn that Michigan is not just about the learning in the classroom. It's about the people that you meet in that classroom, the lessons that you learn outside of those hours of instruction time, and those moments of adulting that are not the most comfortable to learn. It took me going 45 minutes away from home to realize that, and to find my own voice, my own story, to not just be someone's daughter, someone's big sister, someone's childhood best friend, but to just be my own person. That is what Michigan has taught me, is that being who you are is enough, and that developing into that person can be the most exciting process if you allow it to be.
Now, we're sure that most of you are going to want to share your graduation experience with your friends, family, and social media followers. So we're going to take a moment now to provide you with the following important public service announcement.
How to take a selfie.
So step 1, have a face. You got to have a face.
Step 2, pick the ideal background.
Step 3, hold the camera at arm's length.
Step 4, contort your lips so that you resemble that of a mallard.
Step 5, take the picture.
Repeat step 5 15 to 20 times until you finally end up with a photo that you actually like.
Step 6, open up Instagram and argue with your friends about which filter you should use.
Step 7, slap some clever hashtags on there. hashtag, hashtag no filter, even if there is a filter.
And finally, publish your entirely artificial, digitally manipulated photograph of an experience which you didn't even get to actually enjoy because you were too busy taking selfies to interact with the world around you.
Now, you can go home. If you don't have photographic evidence of what a wonderful time you had, what was the point of showing up in the first place?
Oh, and while you're digitally altering your memories, be sure to hashtag #MGoGrad on Twitter and Instagram.
While we're on the subject of social media, we'd like to present to you the top submissions and 3 winners from the University of Michigan's online graduation cap decoration contest. Let's take a look, shall
All right.
we? Ooh,
That's a good one.
sparkly.
The wings in the background,
Aw,
a nice
so
touch.
pretty.
All right. I like the
the
paw.
paw.
It makes me think of a puppy.
In the field, it kind of reminds me of like a honeycomb.
Ooh. Okay, now I have so much time to read. That's true.
Wow, that's so
That's
real.
real. I can't remember the last time I
Read a
just
book
read
for
for
fun.
pleasure. Yeah. UM
Oh, the
class.
planets.
All right, the planets, that's
I like
nice.
the sparkly stars.
The stars, that's a
We're in the
nice touch.
galaxy and beyond.
They
Yep.
want Hail to the victors. That's a
Valiant.
can of LaCroix.
Yep.
I know it well.
Living off of that. Aww.
I like that she's in the picture
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I want to see everybody. I want to see the people who made
Whose
them.
caps are these?
I know.
Battleship. Yep. I'm
Naval
all for it.
Architecture and Marine Engineering.
Life
Perfect.
is basically like the game Battleship.
Just
did
did it. There you go.
With the swoosh and everything.
Heck
yes,
yeah.
They did that.
For today, goodbye. For tomorrow, good luck. Forever, go
Go
blue.
blue.
Nice. And she's in the picture too. Yes.
Neuro? No, yep.
Yes.
Oh,
That's the big
house.
house.
We're
We're
in the
here.
big house.
That's where we
That's
are.
where we are. Cool.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. She's in Law Quad.
The Law Quad.
I love it.
I
love
think,
it.
yeah.
Yes, this cap is very sparkly. It's very pretty. Oh.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Nice.
Woman power. I'm all for it. I love how her face is slightly covered
Yeah.
too. So that's what you see.
Artsy.
Yes.
Go blue.
Aw.
Be the best you that you can be.
Of
Be the best you
course.
can be.
Best advice
Good
you can
advice.
give.
That's life advice.
Always. Grit and grace. Got to be classy. Always classy.
You need both of those things.
Especially with the flowers on the side. That's really pretty. The
grad,
grad.
the grad. The grad.
It's all about the team.
All about the team. And now for the winners. Forever go blue. That's beautiful. Look at that. Wow.
That's so pretty.
I did this so my cat can have a better life.
Yep. And
We
the
need to
cat is in
follow
the
her
picture.
in that person's footsteps.
Yep.
And for the last one, it's got to be a video.
Gotta be.
Incredible. Wow.
That definitely needed to be in the top
And thank
three.
goodness it didn't rain today, so this person doesn't get, shocked by their grad cap.
Yeah, I wonder how that circuitry works.
Any case, congratulations to all of our contest winners. Great job. Nailed it. Oh. So we're here, and then there's...
No, so I don't move
There's
this.
videos. No, you don't move yours. I move mine.
Underneath all of the smiles, lies in emptiness that eats her alive. Masked by all the joy and the laughter, is your voice screaming, I'm not alright. Far away from less and on to something more, beyond the plastic scenery. Driveway windows masquerade as open doors, a loop extending through eternity. Where's it gonna go from here? Seems the question sits on everybody's lips. This won't be the last time that you hear how no one ever seems to understand what's taking it so long to be free. Where's it gonna go from here? How we gonna get there? Be surprised and acting kind, wandering through space and time. How many worlds been unignored, despite scratching at the door? On another journey round to discover what's been found. As a will leads to a walk, shake the trees and make them talk about every little mystery. Birth of limbs who whisper what they know, dropping hints and secrets right with their divinity. Where each solved equation equals more. Where's it gonna go from here? How we gonna get there? Be surprised and acting kind, wandering through space and time. Many worlds been unignored, despite scratching at the door. On another journey round to discover what's been found. As a wind leads to a walk, shake the trees and make them talk. We never find what we don't see. Behind your hands, you're not so meek. Just one step. Close your eyes and count to 10. Hide and seek, begin again. If you're lost and can't be found, sing the song and count back down. Start back where you left it last. Finders keepers in the past. Not tellers who only say life is on just right mistakes. Write your name and let it be. Leave a trace for all to see. Some will follow, some will lose. All will tend to their own needs. Flicker all throughout the game. Burn too hard and lose the flame. Some will question, some will know. If it hollers, let it go. Where's it gonna go from here? Where's it gonna go from here? Be surprised and acting kind, wandering through space and time. Many worlds been unignored, despite scratching at the door. On another journey round to discover what's been found. As the wind leads to a walk, shake the trees and make them talk. Close your eyes and count to 10. Hide and seek, begin again. If you're lost and can't be found, sing the song and count back down. Start back where you left it last. Finders keepers in the past.
Wow, I haven't been to some of these places. I should definitely go to some more of them next year.
Well, you know, we have the one more year to do it in. Also, how did we get Shakespeare's second folio? That just seems crazy. In any case, it's time for another video, taking you through an average day at the University of Michigan. So I grew up in a tiny, tiny town in the heart of Kentucky called Springfield. Springfield's current population hovers right around the 3,000 mark, so there's a big difference from Ann Arbor. When I was growing up, performing in the community theater production for 10 years, I had absolutely no idea that one day I would be going to not only the greatest musical theater school in the country, but the greatest school for studying just about anything. So trust me, word about Michigan's high reputation has traveled far and wide. I can personally confirm it. Even back in Kentucky, I tell people I go to U of M, and then this look just spread across their face. So for me, coming from the middle of nowhere, studying at the University of Michigan means that I rest easy, knowing I'm receiving a top-notch education at a fantastic school, and having the time of my life while doing it. I remember at the start of my freshman year showing up to the SMTD welcome event. I heard the musical theater class of 2016 sing A.J. Holmes' awesome arrangement of Hail to the Victors. I was amazed and flattered just to be in the same room with both MT16 and my own talented class of 2020. And later today, you'll get to hear that same arrangement. It's almost like this full circle thing. I don't even want to start thinking about next year when I'm getting ready to graduate. Honestly, if I had it my way, I'd probably just stay at Michigan forever.
This is the University of Michigan, where we respect integrity and honor excellence. We are loyal Wolverines, standing for Midwestern values, hard work, determination, and an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We are the best university in the world. Students and athletes and professors achieving at the highest level. You better believe it. This is our legacy and our future.
That video seemed pretty timely for the Star Wars movie coming out this summer, right? Fun fact, the theater department claims James Earl Jones, but he was originally on the pre-med track before switching to be a student of drama in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Ooh. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what SMTD looks like today.
Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all of the graduates and their families.
Founded by Professor Brent Wagner in 1984, the Musical Theater Department at the University of Michigan has climbed its way through the ranks of musical theater education in the United States and claimed the top seat for itself. The Musical Theater Department here is universally acknowledged as the best in the country, and the University of Michigan couldn't be prouder to call them our own.
Please welcome to the stage the musical theater class of 2019 to perform a selection of songs for your enjoyment.
Hey, old friend, let's look back on the crazy clothes we wore. Ain't it fun to look back and to see it's all been done before? All those nights together are a special memory.
Can't wait for tomorrow, just as long as you're dancing next to me. 'Cause it's so clear, every year we get stronger. 'Cause what's gone is gone, the past is the past. Turn the radio up and then hit the gas. 'Cause I know we've come so far, but we've got so far to go. I know the road seems long, but it won't be long till it's time to go. So most days we'll take it fast, and some nights we'll take it slow. I know we've come so far, but baby, we've got so far to go. I know we've come so far, but we got so far to go. I know the road seems long, but it won't be long till it's time to go. So most days we'll take it fast, and some nights we'll take it slow. I know we've come so far, but baby, we've got so far to go.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return.
Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime.
So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend.
Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a sea drop by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better?
But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. By a wind off the sea, like a sea down by a bird in the wood. Who can say I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Go Blue! Go Blue! It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan. Let's go Blue! Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and best. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail to the blue, 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 hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. Go Blue!
Thank you.
Mic is on? You guys are doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, musical theater. Now, wasn't that so gorgeous?
They did a beautiful job. A big thank you to them for coming out here and singing so early. They were all warmed up and ready to go.
Now we have another video for you. But before we show it to you, we want to remind everyone to hashtag #MGoGrad so you can see your tweet up on the big screen. Now, please enjoy hashtag U of M Social. A little bit of trivia for you. The first commencement ceremony to take place in the iconic stadium was in 1950.
Now, any event in the big house is an enormous undertaking and takes many helping hands.
We would like to take a moment to recognize the 80-plus volunteers from around the university who are giving their time and talents this morning to create an excellent experience for all of our graduates and guests. Let's give a hand for them.
Thank you also to our outstanding faculty members acting as marshals for the ceremony.
Now, this is the part where y'all sing along. Y'all ready? Here we go. Party till the lights come on. I need y'all to say that with me. Party till the lights come on. Sing it for me one time. Party till the lights come on. All the fellas, all the ladies, let me hear you. Party till the lights come on. Ooh, it sounds so good now. Party till the lights come on. Party till the lights come on.
You don't know what to say when I laugh and tell you we're playing. Don't you worry about it, and I've got you. I'll take you where you never thought to. Turn this party right up to the ceiling. At night we come alive with this feeling that I can't control the gun and kinda gets in this crowd. But just lose yourself, find a way to turn it up loud. To turn it up, to turn it up. To turn it up, to turn it up. I don't know what to do when you look at me with that smile, then come a little closer, and I hope that this moment will go on forever. Turn this party right up to the ceiling. At night we come alive with this feeling that I can't control the gun and kinda gets in this crowd. But just lose yourself, find a way to turn it up loud. Turn it up to the ceiling. Come alive with this feeling, feeling, feeling. Woo-hoo, feeling, feeling. Woo-hoo. I don't know if we're gonna go home tonight. I don't wanna, 'cause I know here it's alright. I don't know if we're gonna go home tonight. I don't wanna, 'cause I know here it's alright. Turn this party right up to the ceiling. At night we come alive with this feeling that I can't control the gun and kinda gets in this crowd. But just lose yourself, find a way to
Welcome to Spring Commencement. Our ceremony will begin shortly. Concessions are selling beverages and snacks for you to enjoy. Finally, if you need assistance for any matter during today's event, please see an usher or volunteer event staff, and they will be happy to assist you. Congratulations to all of the graduates and their families.
Feel the rhythms taking full control. I don't wanna fight, I'll let it flow. 'Cause I'm ready, you ain't ever seen this me before. You can watch me shine, just watch me glow. Ask me where I'm at, I'll let you know. When I'm ready, So hey, DJ, play that song for me. Let me get what I came from, let me get what I need. Hey. Play a little groove, get me in the mood. Give me a reason, shake it, come on and take me up tonight. Show me what I like, 'cause I'm feeling right. I need to shake it, move to the music. Move to the music. Move to the music. Move to the music. There's nothing like this feeling. Spinning round and round the room. I feel it getting closer. It's like the rhythm knows my every move. So tell me, are you with me? Feels like I'm the show you came to see. So let me get my groove on, so you can get just what you need. Play a little groove, get me in the mood. Give me a reason, shake it, come on and take me up tonight. Show me what I like, 'cause I'm feeling right. I need to shake it, move to the music. Move to the music. Move to the music. Move to the music. Move it. So hey, DJ, play that song for me. Let me get what I came from, let me get what I need. So hey, DJ, play that song for me. Let me get what I came from, let me get what I need. Play a little groove, get me in the mood. Give me a reason, shake it, come on and take me up tonight. Show me what I like, 'cause I'm feeling right. I need to shake it, move to the music. 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 Move to the music.
When I close my eyes at night,
It's a cliche, but it's true. You are part of something greater than yourself. It may not feel like it at times, especially when you're stepping out into the unknown. But if you pay attention, the signs are all around you. And some of the greatest things in life are the ones you don't even see coming. Being part of something greater is not just about picking up your companions when they fall, or small acts of kindness to your fellow man. It's about using what you've learned here to make the world better. And having faith that wherever life takes you, The Alumni Association of the University of Michigan is going to be there at every stage for what comes next.
Well, folks, it looks like that's all we've got for you this morning. The commencement will be starting in just a few minutes.
Now, before we head out, we have just a few brief housekeeping announcements. Following the ceremony, shuttle buses will pick up outside of Gate 2. Also, please try to save your photo opportunities with your graduate until after exiting the stadium. Otherwise, the concourse will just get really, really crowded.
Finally, we'd just like to give a big thanks to the terrific acts that performed this morning. It's always an honor to share the Michigan stage with such talented peers.
Signing off, I'm Aaron Robinson.
And I'm Nia Pearson.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. Go Blue!
Congratulations.
Hongera.
축하드립니다.
Congratulazioni. Félicitations.
Parabéns.
Malole Tawivi, malo final.
祝贺
Felicitaciones.
Mazal tov.
Selamat.
Поздравляю. Badhaiho.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Feels geluk.
Mabruk.
おめでとうございます。
So give me the light, brighten up my life. Give me the flame, baby, I want it. Give me the light, shine all over my face. I want it all, baby, I want it. Shine on me, brighter, brighter, baby, light up my life, baby, light up my life. Fill me and take me higher, higher, baby, light up my life, baby, light up my life. Light up, light up, light up, light up, light up, light up, light up my life. Light up, light up, light up, light up, light up, light up, light up my life. This week has been a pain. Work is such a pain. I wanna feel something that gets me going. I'm ready to explode. Turn up the radio. I'm really excited. Gotta let my hair down. 'Cause I'm sexy free. Got the whole world at my feet. I'm living it up. If you're coming with me, get your moves on this release. Yeah, 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 yeah. So come on, move your feet, shake it up with me. There's no other place that I would rather be. Give me what you got, I'm ready for it all. As the music takes me higher, higher. As the music takes me higher, higher.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joy Bawachi, former president of the University of Michigan Women's Glee Club. I'm from Hillsdale, Michigan, and today I will be graduating with a degree in psychology. Founded in 1893, the University of Michigan Women's Glee Club is a choir primarily composed of non-music majors passionate about choral music. Today we, along with members of the Men's Glee Club, are enthralled to share our love with music with you today.
I'm Sutton Bradley from Denver, Colorado, and I'll be graduating with a degree in computer science today. I joined the Men's Glee Club, the second oldest collegiate chorus in the nation, in 2015. On behalf of our fellow graduates, welcome to Spring Commencement. At this time, we ask if you rise, if you are able, for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Good morning. And to the two gentlemen wandering in the parking lot, whether or not I was, I'm Martin Filbert, and I am the Provost of the University of Michigan. I'm also a professor of toxicology in the School of Public Health. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in thanking our combined men's and women's glee clubs and their director, Professor Mark Stover, for that spectacular rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. As we begin our ceremony, I ask you to join me in remembering the students at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, who died this week. We are gathered to honor the class of 2019. Together we celebrate their many achievements as they graduate from the University of Michigan. I want to offer my personal congratulations to the graduates. As students, they have been tested and challenged in many ways. As our ceremony began this morning at 10 a.m., not 10:10, I realized that they had indeed mastered the very big challenge, the transition from Michigan time to real time. You'll thank me at your first job. Well done, all of you. I invite this impressive group of graduates to join me in thanking their parents, family members, friends, and faculty members who have, with love and encouragement, helped them to reach this day. On behalf of the faculty, I congratulate the class of 2019 and thank its members for the many contributions they have made to our campus community. With impressive intelligence, great curiosity, and sometimes boundless energy, they have challenged us to think in new ways and remind us of the joy of discovery in all facets of life. Graduates, as you prepare for the next steps in your lives, I encourage you to reflect on the learning that you have done here in courses, research projects, performances, exhibitions, and student organizations, and through conversations in dorms, apartments, libraries, and bars. Coffee bars. The common thread across your learning is the development of essential skills for a rich and meaningful life. Amongst these are the ability to ask critical questions, to evaluate evidence and arguments, to examine your own ideas, to work in diverse groups, and to respect and appreciate the contributions of others. You've developed these skills in our formal education programs and by engaging with some of the difficult questions facing our society. How do we create and sustain welcoming and inclusive communities? How can we ensure the exchange of ideas with openness and respect? And in exploring challenging questions like these, you have developed a clearer understanding of your own values, of the principles that will guide you in life. At many commencement ceremonies, this would be the moment when a speaker would tell you that no matter what you studied, the secret to life is to follow your passions. In doing so, you will be successful and life will be good. I want to suggest that the right course of action is somewhat different. Research in psychology suggests that a person's passions are not innate or self-evident. Rather, they develop through experiences and change over time. The takeaway from this research is that it is important to seek new experiences and to try one's hand at new things. Odds are that these experiences will be challenging and even uncomfortable, and that you won't be very good at the new things when you try them. But when we persevere, we learn from the discomfort, our skills get stronger, and we become passionate about what we're doing. The passion is driven in part by our competence. As we get better at what we're doing, we can accomplish more, and that reinforces our drive and our commitment. An intuitive understanding of this process has grounded many of our alumni as they have worked in the world. Among them is Jean Fairfax, a member of the class of 1941 who passed away this winter at the age of 98. The descendant of enslaved Africans, she played a critical role in integrating public schools in Mississippi in the 1960s. A decade after the Brown versus Board decision, schools remained segregated. Ms. Fairfax worked closely with African American families as they made decisions to send their children to white schools, thereby incurring threats of job loss and violence. Her careful documentation of white resistance to integration and her skillful analysis of ways in which federal programs could address the challenges facing African American families helped to shape federal policy and programs on poverty and employment discrimination. Driven by a deep commitment to equality, Ms. Fairfax joined the NAACP staff and put her well-honed talents to work in many areas, including women's rights and Native American rights. The story seems straightforward, but here's the interesting twist in Ms. Fairfax's career. When she finished her studies here, she didn't head right into this work, even though she was deeply concerned about racial justice. First, she earned a master's degree in world religions and then tried out a number of jobs in other countries, with universities in this country too, searching for work that she would find meaningful. This led her to Mississippi and the work that she pursued passionately for over 2 decades. Her colleagues at the organization described her as the driving force behind their legal strategies and their community organizing. But that doesn't mean that it came easy. that she was successful from the start. In fact, many of the families that she asked to participate in the school integration work declined to do so, and violent resistance to integration threatened individuals and organizations engaged in this work. The lesson Ms. Fairfax gleaned from this was twofold. She needed to combine her passion for justice with a deep understanding of local conditions and with specialized knowledge for the law and policy she needed to be opened in new ways of working as conditions changed. For generations, Michigan alumni like Jean Fairfax have built on what they learned here to explore new opportunities and develop passions that shape their lives. The commonality among them is the intertwining of skills, values, openness, and perseverance. This is a powerful combination, leading to both personal success and important contributions to society. They have followed the advice of the brilliant physicist Stephen Hawking, who encouraged us to be brave, be curious, be determined. As you join our worldwide alumni body, it is our hope that you too will draw on the It appears I need a Michigan education. That you too will draw on the rich mix your education has provided as you choose the work that you will do and the responsibilities you will assume as a citizen. We send you onward with a great confidence in your abilities. The world is waiting for the contributions that you will make. Throughout our history, the authority to grant degrees has been vested in the University of Michigan Board of Regents. We are pleased to recognize those members of the board who are with us today. Jordan B. Acker, Huntington Woods. Michael J. Beam, Grand Blanc. Mark J. Bernstein, Ann Arbor. Paul W. Brown, Ann Arbor. Denise Illich, Bingham Farms. Ron Weiser, Ann Arbor. We are also joined by and pay tribute to former members of the Board of Regents. Neil D. Nielsen, Brighton. Andrew C. Richner, Grosse Pointe Park. I also want to extend deep appreciation to the faculty members serving as marshals at our ceremony today. In keeping with tradition, we'll now have the commissioning of the Reserve Officer Training Corps. We are pleased that Major General Troy D. Koch has joined us to administer the commission oath.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's pretty weak. This is a great day. I'm going to try this one more time. Good morning, everyone. There we go. This is a fantastic day. Congratulations, class of 2019. Job well done. We're here to recognize some very special men and women that are going to be taking an oath of office to our country. But before we go there, I would like to ask that all of our veterans please stand to be recognized for your service to our country. These men and women that'll take this oath today will carry on your legacy of service and selflessness to this great nation. This university has a proud lineage of creating some very important people throughout the military. You've had 10 general officers and admirals that have commissioned from the University of Michigan. You've had 42 general officers and admirals that have received advanced degrees from the University of Michigan, to include 2 astronauts. And then there's your own, Michigan's own, actor James Earl Jones, who was commissioned in the Army in 1953. This oath of service these young men and women will take is not a new oath. It's actually 244 years old. It started out with our Continental soldiers. And there they had to take an oath and name all 13 states and protect and defend against the crown. Today, we take an oath for our Constitution, that we will protect and defend this nation and our freedoms. Our Constitution is an idea. This is very special. It's unique that we don't take an oath to a person or to a king. At this time, I'm going to administer the oath of office to our 26 midshipmen and lieutenants. Are you ready? Come on now, are you ready? Yes, sir. I thought they were sleeping too. All right. I'll kind of move back. I'm pretty loud, but anyway. All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jones Jones,
do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To support and defend.
Support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation.
That I take this obligation.
Freely.
Freely.
Without mental reservation.
Without mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of the office for which I'm about to enter.
Of the office for which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Woohoo! Good job. Congratulations, newest officers in the United States Army. You guys it, right there. May God bless you. May God bless your families. And may God continue to bless the greatest nation on the face of this earth, the United States of America. Go Big Blue!
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Cole, and I'm the Interim Dean of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, and I'm also a faculty member in Women's Studies, Psychology, and the Department of Afro-American and African Studies. It's an honor to share this stage with President Schlissel, university regents and officers, my fellow deans and faculty, and our honored guests, including Governor Whitmer. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, I am thrilled to offer warmest congratulations to the class of 2019 and to express our gratitude to your friends and family who are celebrating with us. We know how important their love and support have been to all that you've accomplished. Today I want to tell you a story about these shoes, but I'm going to start by talking about what it means to have been educated at the University of Michigan. I know because I'm an alum myself. My time here as a student set me on the course of my life, and I'm sure it will be the same for you. More than anything else, I value our commitment to excellence, which makes us this nation's finest public university. And I love that as a public university, our foundation rests upon President Angel's audacious 19th century vision to offer an uncommon education to the common man and woman. Even today, that's still a bold statement about equity and inclusion. Another thing that I'm proud of is our tradition of student activism. Michigan students imagine a better world and believe that they can bring that world into being. I was reminded of this legacy at the opening of the Trotter Multicultural Center this spring. I was so moved by the photographs of generations of students who worked countless hours to help this university live up to its own ideals. And in fact, when I was a student here, for my dissertation research, I studied midlife women who had been activists on campus in the 1960s and 70s. I wanted to know if activism at Michigan led them to lives of working for change, and if so, how? And I found three things. First, women who continued their activism felt a strong sense of attachment and belonging to their communities. Second, they held a personal commitment to improve the world for future generations. And third, they believed in their own power to have an impact. These three things made the difference. The alumni in my study got their start in the defining social movements of the 1960s, but their story is still relevant today. Every generation comes of age at a particular historical moment, and they face the challenges of that moment. I think it's fair to say that the challenges facing the world today, and one might even call some of them crises, are especially urgent and difficult. In my time as dean, I've had the chance to meet with many of you and to work with student organizations who are rising to these challenges. You have impressed and inspired me. At the same time, I know that continuing this work will not be easy. It can feel staggering. So that brings me back to the shoes. I teach Introduction to Women's Studies, and we spend a lot of time learning about the disparities that women face. By the end of the course, my students often feel kind of overwhelmed. The problems are so big, they say. What can we do? So on the last day of class, I tell them about the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. Seriously. I have pictures of them in my office, at home in my kitchen, and I even went to the Smithsonian in DC just to see the original pair from the movie. And it's not because, as a dean, I sometimes wish I had flying monkeys. No, that's not why. Here's why. If you recall, Dorothy was transported to another world where she went on a dangerous quest to find a way to return home. And at the end of her journey, she met Glenda the Good Witch and asked for her help. And Glenda says, "You don't need to be helped any longer. You've always had the power." Spoiler alert, the power was in her shoes, the ruby slippers. And her friend, the Scarecrow, says to the witch, "Then why didn't you tell her before?" And the witch says, "She wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn it for herself." To me, the ruby slippers are a reminder that we all have powers we don't yet recognize. I believe that in challenging times that demand action, we can access these abilities to achieve great things, things our younger selves may not have imagined. But each of us has to learn about that power for ourselves. So my wish for you, class of 2019, is that you recognize your power. It is not magic. It's not outside yourself. Your experiences here, inside and outside the classroom, have given you everything you need to face the epic challenges of our time. Like the alumni activists in my study years ago, you have the power to build community, to embrace our shared responsibility to future generations, and to make change that matters for the world. I hope you will nurture your own power and help others to find their power within themselves. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Avraham Rafael Shulkoff. Avi is a history major in the honors program with a Spanish minor, an honors summer fellowship recipient, and a senior sports editor at the Michigan Daily. He plans to join Oracle as a business development consultant in June. Thank you, and go Blue.
Thank you to Dean Cole. Good morning and Shabbat Shalom. My name is Avi Shulkoff. Technical difficulties here. I am honored to be a member of the class of 2019, one of 3,811 undergraduates receiving degrees from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, the university's oldest and largest college. Many of us come to Michigan expecting 4 years of never-ending joy, football games, late-night conversations with hallmates, and of course, unlimited bowls of Lucky Charms. But once I arrived in Ann Arbor, I felt lonely and anxious. Michigan challenged me in more ways than just Econ 101 exams. Coming from a small high school in sunny Los Angeles, I learned to adjust to sub-zero temperatures and a truly massive student body. I often asked, is Michigan really the place for me? And now, standing on this stage, after years of writing for the Michigan Daily and attending Shabbat meals at Hillel, I can say that it was. But more importantly, Michigan became the first place where I recognized having feelings of anxiety and loneliness are truly okay. My sophomore year at Festival, I spoke with a friend at a table for Wolverine Support Network and on a whim signed up. 2 years later, Wolverine Support Network has taught me to make my mental health a priority and to help others to do the same. It allowed me to facilitate conversations and create a brave space and community for countless students. I've been truly invigorated, inspired, and awestruck by the vulnerability expressed in my Wolverine Support Network groups. By senior year, mental health became my passion. I led a Central Student Government Task Force project hoping to implement a program to teach first-year students to help peers connect with mental health resources on campus. And I've used these resources myself, seeing counselors at the UM Counseling and Psychological Services my freshman and senior years. Finally, to anyone hearing this, know that you are not alone and you matter. I've kept a small sign I picked up at CAPS in my room. It says, "You are uniquely awesome, and the University of Michigan needs you." Now, I finally know that. It is now my pleasure to introduce a special video highlighting two of our honorary degree recipients, Nobel laureate Randy Sheckman and sculptor and peace activist Mark DiSuvero. Thank you, and go Blue.
At the University of Michigan, we continue our tradition of celebrating excellence with our Spring 2019 honorary degrees. Originating from nominations by the community, the regents of the university confer honorary degrees upon those who embody the values and mission of the university. The transformative nature of our education and the diversity of our community. Recipients serve the greater good of society with distinction and inspire the next generation of graduates. They truly represent the leaders and best. In honor of the class of 2019 and the University of Michigan, we present our newest honorary degree recipients. Nobel Prize winner Randy Schekman was enthralled when he received his first microscope in 7th grade and examined murky water collected from a creek near his California home. This fascination led to a bachelor's degree in molecular biology from UCLA and a PhD in biochemistry from Stanford University. He is now a professor of cell and developmental biology at UC Berkeley and a Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator. Using yeast as a model system, Schekman conducted groundbreaking research, identifying 3 classes of genes that control different facets of eukaryotic cells' biochemical transport system. He also uncovered genetically mutated cells with defective transport mechanisms, which have implications for several human diseases. This research spurred the biotechnology industry to use yeast as a platform for the production of insulin for diabetes and the hepatitis B vaccine. An inspiring teacher and avid supporter of basic research, Schekman is founding editor of the open access online journal eLife. He is also a charter member of the University of Michigan's Life Sciences Institute Scientific Advisory Board. In 2013, Schekman was awarded a Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, together with colleagues James Ruthman and Thomas Südhoff. Schekman, who lost both his sister and mother to cancer, used the Nobel Prize money to create an endowment for the Esther and Wendy Schekman Chair in Basic Cancer Biology at UC Berkeley. Most visitors to the U of M campus recognize the monumental orange-red Orion and interactive Shang sculptures, prominently displayed in front of the University of Michigan Museum of Art. But many do not know about the extraordinary life and influence of their creator, sculptor Marc de Souvero. After graduating with a degree in philosophy from UC Berkeley, he moved to New York to pursue a sculpting career. Around the time of his first and highly acclaimed solo exhibition at the Green Gallery in 1960, de Souvero suffered a serious back injury. He used a wheelchair for 2 years and began to focus on developing new skills that would lead him to become a pioneer in the use of steel in sculpture. A peace activist and tireless supporter of fellow artists, de Souvero was a founding member of New York's first artist cooperative, Park Place Gallery, and in 1966, he helped spearhead the collaborative Vietnam protest sculpture, Peace Tower. Created from industrial materials and found objects that often feature moving parts and invite viewer interaction, his work is displayed in over 100 museums and public collections worldwide. He has received multiple awards, including the National Medal of Arts, in recognition of his extraordinary artistic achievements.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Neil Marsh. I'm Professor of Chemistry and Biological Chemistry. I chair the Faculty Senate, and I carry the big stick in graduation. And today, on behalf of the entire faculty, I congratulate all of you graduating today. Well done. But before yes, you can give yourself a round of applause. But before you leave, I want you to consider these 5 words. It isn't easy being green. Now, I'm not referring to our friends in East Lansing. Rather, as some of you may recognize, these are the words of the late 20th century philosopher and beloved sock puppet, Kermit the Frog. Scholars have debated the meaning of his words. Seriously, that's actually true. But I believe Kermit was referring to the challenge facing our environment. In just the space of my lifetime, the world's population has more than doubled, and for the first time in human history, the stability of nature can no longer be taken for granted. Indeed, human activity has so profoundly impacted the Earth that we have created a new geological epoch, the Anthropocene. One consequence is that Kermit and his fellow amphibians are now among the many endangered species on our planet. Now, I was born around the time President Kennedy challenged Americans to ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country? Well, today I have an altogether bigger ask of you. Ask not what your planet can do for you. Well, if you think about it, that's not even a very sensible question. But ask what you can do for your planet. Thank you. Now, I'm inspired to make this planet-sized request, not just because I enjoyed the applause just then, but looking across this big house, I see a remarkable group of new graduates gathered here from across the planet. Today, we graduate majors in an amazingly diverse array of disciplines and subjects. From across the biological and physical sciences, from the social and political sciences, from the arts and humanities, from engineering, medicine, business, law, and many more. In short, I see a group of people whose talents, energy, intelligence, and passion have planet-changing potential. You're the people we need to make discoveries, to invent green technologies, and build a new, sustainable infrastructure. You're the people we need to reimagine economies based on sustainable businesses, to enact green policies to protect the environment. You're the people we need to communicate the urgency of this task and inspire us to action. You're the people we need to champion new ideas, change minds, and just as importantly, touch hearts. Now, I know that as you embark on your chosen careers, you're unlikely to have saving the planet as a line item in your job description. But the truth is, we're all going to need to live a lot greener, and no, it won't be easy. It will be essential. So as you go, I ask not that you go blue, I ask that you go planet blue. Thank you. And now I'm honored to introduce Basil Sulker, a dedicated campus leader and outstanding undergraduate researcher. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Marsh. It's a great day to be in the big house. My name is Basil Salka. I am from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and I'm earning a Bachelor's of Science in Industrial and Operations Engineering. Ever since Michigan offered its first civil engineering class 165 years ago, engineering has been a vital part of U of M's curriculum. I am honored to be part of that tradition and one of 3,005 grads receiving engineering degrees today. During my sophomore year, anti-Muslim incidents and rhetoric across the country rocked my community to its core. I remember walking through campus, scared and alone, wondering if, as a Muslim, I belonged in a country that perhaps didn't want me. A week later, I walked the same path. Only this time, the fear and loneliness that had plagued me was now absent. for in that 1 week, I witnessed a remarkably large number of students and staff offer support. I saw my community unify, and most importantly, I realized that I will always belong at Michigan. While we do not all share this memory, we have all at one time felt alone, uncertain, and apprehensive about the future. We have all walked through the diag feeling troubled or stressed, only to walk back later feeling something completely different. Often, when we reflect on our time at Michigan, we think of skills learned or goals achieved. These successes tell only half the story. Equally important are the variety of experiences and resulting emotions that have built our character, shaped our ambitions, and produced lifelong friendships. For me, those experiences included standing in front of 1,400 people at the annual Arab Expressions Cultural Show as I unsuccessfully told joke after joke. It includes meeting with impressed physicians and satisfied patients as I helped improve healthcare outcomes at Michigan Medicine with the Center of Healthcare Engineering and Patient Safety. It even includes the walks I would make to the fishbowl after a stressful day for the sole purpose of seeing my Muslim community studying in the back corner. As we celebrate, I hope you too can take away great memories of the experiences and people you met at Michigan. It is now my privilege to introduce the 14th President of the University of Michigan, President Mark Schlissel. Assalamu alaikum and go blue.
Basil, thank you for the introduction. Class of 2019, congratulations. I join your professors and family members and friends in expressing the utmost pride as we celebrate your accomplishments as the newest graduates of the University of Michigan. You did it. Each one of you earned a place here, and you made the most of it. I know that for many of you, the road to get here was not easy. Perhaps you traversed some potholes along the way. Well, I have it on the highest authority, however, that those potholes are about to be filled and the roads are going to get fixed. But for those of you who are first-generation students, military veterans, or from communities, cities, and towns that don't send many students to Michigan, I hope you're especially relishing this day. As members of the class of 2019, all of you have conquered the rigors of our curricula. You've excelled in your studies, your research, your advocacy, and your service. You found ways to navigate Central Campus when we decided to renovate LSA and the Union at the same time. And you even survived a polar vortex with not one, but 2 canceled days of class. So since we're here, you must have used that time to study. We live in an era of accelerating change, where often as a society and as individuals, we seem to be struggling to keep up. Graduation is all about change. And at Michigan, that means it's not only about the change in you, it's about the changes you'll contribute to in society. In the fall of 2015, when many of you started as undergraduates at Michigan, our world was a different place. Me Too was not yet a hashtag. The event horizon of a black hole had never been imaged. And midterm voter turnout on university campuses across the country was just 19%. Each of these examples in their own way demonstrates the often long and difficult path to change. The Me Too movement was founded in 2006 by activist and sexual assault survivor Tarana Burke. Burke wanted to provide a place for survivors to tell their stories, for empathy, and for healing. She spent more than a decade persevering and advocating on behalf of those whose stories are marginalized or not told at all. Then the idea she started went viral, transforming into a global conversation and, we hope, change. The image of the black hole event horizon presented last month required 2 years of computer analysis, data from 8 observatories on 3 continents, and a team of 200 scientists, which included 2011 U of M engineering graduate Katie Bauman. We've now seen what had previously been described as unseeable and pushed the frontiers of knowledge to the darkest regions of the universe. And during the 2018 midterm election, Tufts University reports that youth turnout increased in every state for which there's data. In 27 states, it rose by double digits. Plus, precincts that serve Big Ten campuses saw their turnout increase by an average of 24 percentage points. This is more than double the increase in nearby areas, indicating that students have made their voices heard. Higher turnout was a goal of the Big Ten voting challenge. Well done. Choosing to commit to the work needed to make change and to see it through can produce amazing results, but it can also frustrate. Change doesn't happen in a straight line. It's messy. It can take years or even decades. But when it's founded on principled dedication, collaboration, and hope, all the ingredients are in place. Our campus has wonderful examples. Last month, we opened together our Trotter Multicultural Center on State Street. This inspirational new home, devoted to unity, peace, and understanding, brings together people from all backgrounds in a building planned and designed in collaboration with students. It was a historic change on our campus, and it was made possible entirely by a legacy of student activism. Members of our Black Student Union, past and present, shared their experiences on our campus and their aspirations for a better Michigan. Some are graduating here today. They mobilized their fellow students and called on and worked with the university to create the new Trotter. And while our work to enhance diversity, equity, and inclusion is far from finished, the University of Michigan is changed for the better. Another member of the class of 2019 used the power of journalism to create change. In March of 2016, Kevin Schweitzer wrote an editorial in the Michigan Daily criticizing the name of a house in our West Quad residence hall. Winchell House had been named after a 19th century University of Michigan professor whose published work supported white supremacy. In 2017, Kevin submitted a formal request under the process we established to consider the names of university places. After a review by our committee of historians, humanists, and many other experts, we removed the Winchell name. Kevin is graduating today from a university changed for the better. CSG President Daniel Green, who graduates today, spent much of his time in office advocating for greater affordability, food security, mental health services, and diversity. The results produced by CSG this year have included a housing survey, the expansion of a food pantry for students in need, greater mental health awareness, and a plan to help student organizations achieve their full potential. As Daniel goes on to teach for America, he leaves a university that has changed for the better. The changes you've seen on campus and around the globe also provide a roadmap that can serve as a guide to the changes you can create in society. Purposefully contributing to change requires courage and trust and the willingness to listen and to consider many voices. It works best when trust is built by finding common ground and when we reject the view that it's us versus them, that there must be winners and losers. This is how we can overcome the erosion of trust and begin to collaborate to work through our differences. It takes courage to open ourselves up to opinions and interpretations we don't agree with. But it's also how we learn, sharpen our own arguments, and hone our ability to persuade others. Your time at Michigan has provided a wonderful proving ground to develop your ability to create change. Where else can you seek solutions among such talented scholars, all pursuing knowledge and understanding to advance a quintessentially public mission? U of M is a place where data and evidence matter, where all voices can be heard, and where talented and hardworking students emerge as leaders and best. Our passion for change is why we're the nation's #1 public research university. It's why the discovery process has been a foundational centerpiece of our Michigan DNA for more than 200 years. It's why we strive always to extend our impacts beyond the borders of our campus to the communities we serve and the frontiers of human knowledge that now span galaxies. It's why I hope you're asking on the day of your graduation, what can you change next? The challenges we face as a society are numerous and complex, from climate change to poverty to the conflict between nations. But these and many other challenges can unite us as we strive for change, if we choose the path of courage, if we listen to other views and trust one another and find common ground, and commit to the discussions and the discoveries that can produce a better world. Class of 2019, our society is yours to change. Seek out new evidence, develop new methods, and consider many points of view. And choose the path that will make ours a better world. As you go discover, go achieve, go serve, and go blue. And now it's my pleasure to introduce an outstanding student and student leader, Yvonne Navarrete, a graduate of our Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Yvonne.
Thank you, President Schlissel. Buenos dias. My name is Yvonne Navarrete. I am thrilled to be receiving a bachelor's degree from the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy, one of the nation's most respected schools of public policy and public administration. Congratulations and best wishes to the other 108 Ford School graduates being honored today. My parents taught me many life lessons, including the power of channeling fear into courage, enfrentando el miedo con valor. In 1999, they made the brave decision to move our family from Mexico to Detroit, where my two brothers and I were raised and attended Detroit public schools. One of them, Alejandro, also graduates with us today with a bachelor's degree in economics. I was uncertain and afraid when I first applied to this prestigious university as an undocumented student. I didn't know if I would be accepted, wanted, or able to afford the Michigan difference. When I arrived on campus, I was still uncertain, but less afraid. I realized that Michigan could be a space where I could be a student and an activist. Fellow student leaders and I founded La Casa, a Latinx movement that advocates for more than 15 student organizations and over 2,000 students. Our persistent fight for Latinx representation has changed the campus experience for the Latinx community, for this generation and the next. I also realized that my Ford education would help me to challenge the systems and policies that questioned my family's and other undocumented immigrants' existence in this country. The lessons I've learned from mi mamá y papá, Detroit, and the University of Michigan have empowered me to boldly confront fear with courage. U of M and my community have been my vehicle to so many opportunities, including an internship with the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute in the United States House of Representatives. I arrived at Michigan scared, but traveling across the country as a leader and scholar, advocating for immigrant rights, and working to empower those too often placed at the margins has changed me. I now stand before you today, proud to say I am undocumented and unafraid. It is my pleasure to introduce our next video, highlighting the lives of two honorary degree recipients, performing artist and civil rights activist Leslie Uggams and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Thank you, y vamos azul.
For more than 6 decades, Tony and Emmy Award-winning actress and singer Leslie Uggams has been making history. Born in 1943, Uggams was already performing on both television and stage before the age of 10. As a regular at the famed Apollo Theater, she opened for legends such as Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald. While attending the Professional Children's School of New York and later the Juilliard School, Uggams appeared on several popular television programs. In 1961, she became the first African-American performer regularly featured on a weekly national primetime television series when she joined the program Sing Along with Mitch. Uggams would go on to produce 10 solo albums with multiple hit singles. In 1967, Uggams made her Broadway debut, winning a Tony Award for her lead performance in the musical Hallelujah Baby. Returning to television in 1969, she became the first African-American woman to host her own network TV variety program, The Leslie Uggams Show. Working to promote the hiring of people of color in the entertainment industry, she was also a consultant on civil rights to the Kennedy and Johnson administrations. In 1977, she played her first critically acclaimed dramatic role as Kizzy in the groundbreaking television miniseries Roots. Uggams now serves on the board of directors of the Apollo Theater, the same space where she once performed as a child. Michigan's 49th governor, Gretchen Whitmer, was born in Lansing in 1971 into a bipartisan political family. An avid sports fan, she originally envisioned herself breaking down barriers in the field of sportscasting. But a college internship with a state representative inspired her to follow her parents' footsteps into law school and public service. Graduating magna cum laude from the MSU Detroit College of Law in 1998, she won her first election for the State House of Representatives 2 years later. After 3 terms, she was elected to the Michigan Senate, where she became Senate Democratic leader in her 2nd term, the first woman to lead a Michigan Senate Party caucus. Working with then-Governor Rick Snyder, she successfully negotiated the expansion of health coverage to more than 680,000 Michigan residents, as well as raises in Michigan's minimum wage. Whitmer later taught at U of M's Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy, and in 2016, she became interim Ingham County prosecutor, where she established a new domestic violence and sexual assault unit and worked to accelerate the rehabilitation of nonviolent first-time offenders. During her successful run for governor in 2018, Whitmer visited all 83 Michigan counties, running on a platform of improving Michigan's roads, drinking water, schools, and access to health care. The University of Michigan salutes our 2019 Spring Commencement Honorary Degree recipients. We applaud and honor them as outstanding role models for our 2019 graduates.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents, we shall now confer degrees honoris causa, which have been recommended by the faculties and authorized by the regents of the university. Members of the Board of Regents will present the honorary degree recipients. I first call upon Regent Michael Beam.
Good morning. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Randy W. Scheckman to receive an honorary degree. Professor Scheckman, you are transforming molecular biology and the life sciences with your distinguished contributions as a researcher, educator, academic publisher, and champion of public universities in basic research. Students and younger colleagues are inspired by your success in identifying important research questions and addressing them with innovative approaches and scientific rigor, actions that have generated pioneering breakthroughs in fields of new discovery. The University of Michigan is delighted to welcome you back to campus and proud to present you with the honorary degree, Doctor of Science.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Randy Scheckman, the degree Doctor of Science and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges. I now call upon Regent Jordan Acker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everybody. I think we can do better than that. Hit him with a high. Good morning, everybody. I am honored to present for an honorary degree, Mark DeSuvero. Mr. DeSuvero, you inspire us with your unparalleled talent and indomitable spirit, reflected in your pioneering use of steel in public sculptures worldwide. You have demonstrated through your art, support of other artists, and acts of conscience how resolute individuals, by harnessing imagination and creativity, can build community and promote peace. Additionally, each day you enliven the university's cultural landscape with your iconic sculptures, Shang and Orion. We speak your name, and the University of Michigan is excited to present you the honorary degree, Doctor of Fine Arts. Thank you for your contributions to our campus, and forever go blue.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Mark DeSuvero, the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, and admit you to all the rights, honors, and privileges.
Thank you. Go Blue.
I next call up Regent Ron Weiser.
I won't say good morning, I'll just say go blue. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Leslie Uggams to receive an honorary degree. Ms. Uggams, you are a woman of remarkable achievement and an exceptional role model for all who aspire to become leaders and the best they can be. After decades of groundbreaking performances, you continue to enthrall audiences, inspire new generations of performers at Michigan and beyond, and challenge precedent with the entertainment industry and society more broadly. The University of Michigan is delighted to recognize your many advances in the performing arts and race relations and to present you the honorary degree, Doctor of Fine Arts. Congratulations.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Leslie Uggams, the degree Doctor of Fine Arts and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges.
Go Blue!
I now call upon Regent Denise Illich.
Congratulations, graduates, you rock. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Gretchen Whitmer to receive an honorary degree. Governor Whitmer, you have earned the respect of fellow Michiganders with your energy, leadership skills, and ability to bring business and civic leaders, educators, and elected officials with diverse points of view together to work for the common good. We are inspired by your passion for public service and determination to chart a course that improves the lives of current residents and strengthens our state now and for future generations. The University of Michigan celebrates your contributions to effective government and proudly presents to you the honorary degree Doctor of Laws. Thank you.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I now confer upon you, Gretchen Whitmer, the degree Doctor of Laws and admit you to all its rights, honors, and privileges. Kayla Williams.
Hello, my name is Kayla Williams, and I am from Southfield, Michigan. Today, I am one of 131 graduates receiving a Bachelor of Science in Information degree from the School of Information, the first school to offer a bachelor's degree that integrates the social and technical aspects of the digital revolution. Because of this program, I am able to channel my interest in accessibility technology for those with disabilities. This was my way of tackling problems that I faced over the years that were a major part of my academic career. My college experience is different from many as I am deaf. I recall internalizing struggles of being on this campus and feeling a sense of isolation. One morning as I got ready for bed, I decided it was time to change my focus away from things that were out of my control and began working on solutions. This realization began a new journey on campus and a new goal to be involved in creating solutions for people with disabilities. As a software developer at the Shapiro Design Lab, I was allowed to initiate a project to create a website that supports one of Michigan's accessibility goals by bringing more awareness to the lack of accessibility and accessibility resources on campus. The website is a way to bridge the gap between staff, faculty, and students. To accomplish this goal, I formed partnerships with staff across campus who supported this process. While devoting my time to this project, I worked with disability advocacy groups, as I am passionate about making things accessible to myself and others who have disabilities. It is true that the University of Michigan can be a very large and intimidating campus. However, with that intimidation comes a world of possibilities. So let's seek solutions together. Go Blue. It is now my honor to introduce Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who is known for successfully tackling tough problems. She previously served as a member of the Michigan House of Representatives and Senate, where she was Senate Democratic leader. Welcome, Governor Whitmer.
Hello, you beautiful Wolverines. To President Schlissel, Provost Filbert, distinguished deans, faculty, regents, staff, friends and family, and most importantly, the amazing class of 2019, congratulations. I am truly honored to celebrate with you today. You may know that I am a Spartan. I have been since my dad took me to see Magic Johnson at Jennison Fieldhouse in East Lansing. Now, while I think he's the finest athlete to come out of our great state, I can admit Tom Brady and Jarek Dieter probably round out the top three. There is a lot to admire about the University of Michigan. Your stellar reputation, your surprisingly chic football helmets, your exceptional students from Michigan and all over the world, and your fight song, a masterpiece of verbal economy and one of the most durable earworms I have ever encountered. And you, the class of 2019, we have something in common. 4 years ago, you were leaving your friends and family and the comfort of your home to embark on the journey that led you to right here, right now. And 4 years ago, I also headed to Ann Arbor to teach a course at the Ford School, not entirely sure what to expect. But when I arrived, something amazing happened. I came to Ann Arbor, to this beautiful campus, and here I experienced my own version of the Michigan difference. I got to engage with students, both undergraduate and graduate, who were so thoughtful and smart. Students who were passionate and eager to learn and full of big ideas, like holding class at Charlie's. Students who challenged me in ways that I had not been challenged in some time. And now with my honorary degree, I am also a Wolverine and proud of it. I don't say this often, but go Blue! My roots in Michigan are deep. I was born here. My parents were raised here. My grandmother lived in the same house in Pontiac for nearly 60 years. Her turquoise shag carpet went in and out of fashion at least 3 times during her tenure. But it was spotless, just like she liked it. Margaret Esther Elliott was born in 1913 on a modest farm in Ohio. She lived to be 100 years old. She was smart and strong and funny, a natural educator, an amazing gardener, and a fashion rebel who wore white jeans year-round before Anna Wintour said it was okay. She used to tell people she kept her figure until she was 85, and then it all went to hell. She drove until she was 98, and her last car was a red convertible. Her biggest fault was that she was an Ohio State graduate. See, I knew you were too classy to boo my dear departed grandmother. She used to tell us that she thought the world changed more in her century than it had in any other in history, and I think she may have been right. And even if she wasn't, it's very impolite to argue with your 100-year-old grandmother. But my grandmother had 3 pieces of advice that stuck with me. Work hard. Don't get married until you're 28. And never part your hair in the middle. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that last one was all about. Over the course of her lifetime, she gained the right to vote, lost the right to drink, and then got it back again. There were 2 world wars, then Korea, Vietnam, the Cold War, Iraq, Afghanistan, Iraq again. One president was assassinated. One resigned in scandal. One was impeached, and for the first time, an African-American man held the office. There was a Great Depression and a Great Recession, and the American financial system teetered on the brink of collapse. Astronauts walked on the moon, and 2 space shuttles exploded. McCarthyism, desegregation, Watergate, the Civil Rights Act, school shootings, Obamacare, and these are just the historical events. Think about advances in technology and science and travel, nuclear power, radio, airplanes, television, antibiotics, the internet, cell phones, and of course, nearest and dearest to us in Michigan, the automobile. The world has undergone enormous change in this 100 years, and each successive decade, the pace continues to accelerate, which might be scary for some if they didn't realize something about you. You are the best educated generation ever. And this year, the year you have earned your diploma, yours is forecasted to become the largest generation in the United States. That means you, all of you, are poised to shape the future of this nation and the world. You are now in the driver's seat. The question is, where do you want to go? Often when we talk about generations, we talk about whether the current generation has done better than the last. Typically, the only variable used for this measurement is money. But we know that money alone can't guarantee happiness. It won't mend a broken heart, it doesn't prevent tragedy, and it cannot conjure joy. Yet the instinct to equate it with well-being persists. Studies comparing generations are beginning to conclude that yours might be the first to not do better than your parents. But if change in our society is only accelerating, why would we continue to use the same old metric to measure how we are doing? Why are we measuring success with bank statements? I don't think it makes much sense, because I believe your generation will do better simply by doing good. Over the course of my lifetime and in my career, I have seen our systems break down, our dialogues turn into monologues, technology amplifying the voices of those willing to embrace extremes and vilify those who disagree with them. We've rewarded people who sow chaos and distrust, who tell us we can have everything and pay for nothing, who glorify greed and criminalize poverty. Right now, we're pretty dysfunctional. We are still a young country. Maybe these are just our awkward teenage years. But it's 2019 and you just got your license. Where do you want to go? I know I am expecting a lot out of you. I'll quote my cousin and tell you, though, that great expectations beget great results. I watch my high school daughters and I know They are occupied with far more serious thoughts than my generation was forced to reckon with at that age. But there is passion and activism and courage and even wisdom that go with it. I've been inspired by young champions in the battle against climate change. I met a 12-year-old who started filling potholes because his mom's car repair bills. I watched the students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School motivate a new generation to solve problems made worse by years of inaction, to participate in our democracy at a much younger age, to grab megaphones and amplify positive messages, to brilliantly use technology for their cause. So I believe you, your generation, and the generations that follow will be the engine that drives the course correction for our country and the world. It will take hard work, but my grandma would tell you it's worth it. So think about it. Where do you want to go? Now, I'm not just talking about politics, I'm talking about life. We need to remember that while we all come from different backgrounds, with different opportunities and views of the world, we all have value. We deserve dignity and respect, and we all have a stake in our shared future. The best chance to meet the challenges we face is to stop yelling and start listening. To recognize that fixing infrastructure isn't just about roads, it's about fairness and opportunity. To know we can improve the world when we fight injustice, intolerance, and indifference, but not when we fight each other. Let me repeat that. Fight injustice, fight intolerance, fight indifference. It's not always easy. There will be times when you need a fight song to lift your spirits. Perhaps one that was selected the top college fight song of all time. One that plays on a loop in your head incessantly. Yes, hail to the victors. But before you leave here today, looking toward the future, take a moment to reflect on your time here in Ann Arbor. The friendships you've made, the papers you've written, the lectures that moved you, and even the ones you dozed through. This is a magical time in your life. Take a moment before blazing your next trail to savor your accomplishment. Appreciate your professors and thank your parents and those who supported you along the way. From here out, you will meet Wolverines all over the world. You will meet them in the most surprising places, and you will know that you have something in common. While you may not agree on everything, that thread binds you. And so I encourage you to wear your Block M on your sleeve long after you leave here, to remind yourself to treat everyone you meet like a Wolverine when you see them, and see the good in them. I have a few more pieces of advice I would like to offer as you prepare for the next leg of your journey. Like my grandma said, work hard, make a plan, and part your hair however you like. If you do good, you will do better than the generation that came before. So class of 2019, you brilliant Wolverines, I will go back to fixing the damn roads. But now it is up to you to buckle your seatbelts and decide, where do you want to go? Today, when we leave the big house, we will all be happy, unlike my other times here at the big house. Because we are all Wolverines, and I congratulate you. Congratulations and go blue.
Thank you, Governor, for your speech and for bringing out the sunshine. We're also proud of the class of 2019. Give yourselves a hand one more time. We will now publicly recognize candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the schools and colleges of the university. The graduating classes will be presented by their respective deans or the dean's representatives in the order of the founding of the schools and colleges. Interim Dean Elizabeth R. Cole will begin by presenting candidates from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Dean Cole.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Lori K. McCauley from the School of Dentistry.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Dentistry please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Dentistry, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. You may be seated. Dean James T. Dalton, College of Pharmacy.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Pharmacy please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Pharmacy, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Alec D. Gallimore, College of Engineering.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the College of Engineering please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Engineering, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Jonathan Massey of the A. Alfred Talman College of Architecture and Urban Planning. Careful.
Candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the A. Alfred Taubman College of Architecture and Urban Planning, please rise. Mr. President, on behalf of the Taubman College faculty, I present to you our degree candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Elizabeth Birmoji, School of Education.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Education please rise? Yeah. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Education, I present our candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. You may be seated. Dean Scott DeRue, Stephen M. Ross School of Business.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business, I present to you the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. You may be seated. Dean Jonathan T. Overpeck, School for Environment and Sustainability.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School for Environment and Sustainability please rise? Woohoo! Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School for Environment and Sustainability, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation.
Woohoo!
You may be seated. Dean David A. Geyer, School of Music, Theater, and Dance.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Patricia D. Hearn, School of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Nursing please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty and staff of the School of Nursing, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. You may be seated. Dean F. Du Bois Bowman, School of Public Health.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Public Health please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Thomas A. Finholt from the School of Information.
Will the candidates for degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Information please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Information, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Gunalan Natarajan, Penny W. Stamps School of Art and Design.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the STEM School of Art and Design please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the STEM School of Art and Design, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Dean Lori Plout-Snyder, School of Kinesiology.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the School of Kinesiology please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Kinesiology, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. Finally, Dean Michael S. Barr, Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy.
Will the candidates for the degrees offered by the faculty of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy, I present the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Michigan, congratulations on your graduation. Please be seated. I'd also like to recognize candidates for graduate degrees whose degrees are being conferred at other programs. Will these candidates please rise? Congratulations on this achievement. Will all of the graduates presented today please rise? Will the regents and deans and officers, the faculty and all others on the platform please rise? Will all of the family members and invited guests who share in the recognition of these graduates presented today please rise? I now welcome our graduates to the community of scholars. We look forward to benefiting from your contributions that your education has prepared you to make in our world. Congratulations, everybody. You may be seated.
Hey, everybody. It's almost over, I promise. I'm Ellen Agres, and I'm chair of the University of Michigan Alumni Association. And I'm here to add my congratulations on behalf of the association to all of you, thousands of new alumni. We welcome you to a cohort of over 600,000 of us around the country and around the world. I know you're all anxious to go celebrate your achievements, but hang on a minute, and I promise this will just be a minute. I've saved the best for last. You've been congratulated and praised by your families, your friends, and the illustrious academics and honorees on this platform. But now that you've received your degrees, I can present you with what I know you will think is the best reward of all. A one-year, absolutely free, no strings attached membership in the University of Michigan Alumni Association. Now, what could be better than that, right? Right? Let me hear it. This is really, really special. Seriously, though, I hope you come to see your membership in the association as a way to stay connected to this great university and the friends you've made here. The association's goal is to provide you with ways to keep those connections and make new ones, as well as to support your future endeavors and interests and to help you maximize your professional and personal success. I know you'll continue Michigan's proud achievements and traditions just as 200 years worth of past graduates have done before you. So congratulations, welcome to the Alumni Association, and go blue. Now, please join us in singing the university's alma mater, the Yellow and Blue.
As our ceremony concludes, I want to thank our student musicians and the speakers for their contributions to this morning's celebration. Graduates, that's right, graduates. We thank you for enriching our campus. We wish you every success in life and look forward to the contributions that you will make to the world. Our commencement will conclude with the singing of the victors. Sorry. The words are printed on the back of your programs. Immediately following the final chorus, the platform party will lead the recessional march that officially closes the program. We ask the graduates and the audience to remain in your seats until the recessional of the platform party and the faculty is complete. Thank you all, and congratulations to the class of 2019.
The University of Michigan would like to thank you for coming today to honor this class of graduates. As you prepare to leave, we ask for your cooperation with a few instructions. Graduates are to recess through the tunnel back to the grad gathering area. Guests are not permitted on the field. Graduates, families, and friends are asked to meet outside of the stadium. If you arrived on a shuttle bus, please use the same color-coded bus route to return to your vehicle or hotel. Find your shuttle bus at the same place you were dropped off. Lines for the shuttles will be long, so please be patient and listen to instructions from our volunteers who will help guide you to the buses. Thank you again for attending today, and congratulations to our University of Michigan graduates and their families.